Welcome to the exciting and new podcast. I'm Jason.
I'm Andy.
And I'm Brian.
And I'm Dana.
That's better. And that's better. I was saying that to me, everybody. Everybody else. All right, this is our mini for this week. I don't have much. I finished Beef. I know everybody here hasn't watched that yet, but I recommend it. I'm not going to give any spoilers or anything. I think everybody knows the gist of what it's about, and I say, yeah, give it a go.
Yeah, I haven't started that yet, but all my shows are fast coming up on the ends of their season or series, so I'll get to that next. But I watched all the normal stuff this week: Ted Lasso, Succession, Yellow Jackets. Yellow Jackets was awesome, man.
Yes.
That show.
Oh, I didn't watch it yet.
Oh, you didn't watch
We're
this week?
watching it tonight.
Oh, jeez.
I got
Never
Succession
mind.
for tonight. Yeah. I'm excited for Succession.
And Barry.
Barry, yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's right.
Too,
Barry
yeah.
was this week. I don't know if
back,
we watched
yeah.
it since the mini. I don't remember when we watched that.
I don't remember either. I don't know if we talked about it yet, but it was
two-part start of
yep.
season 4. That was awesome.
Very good opener to the
But that show ends
final
this year.
season. Yes,
This
Succession's
year,
ending.
Succession, Ted Lasso, Barry, something else we're watching ends soon too. So, got to get a whole new list of shows.
Yeah.
Oh, Ted Lasso's not having another season?
They said it's not the end of it, but it's not a season.
They'll probably do movies.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, that's what like our specials, Christmas specials. That's what The
Oh, okay.
Office and those other British
those
shows.
British
have done.
shows never
Yeah.
end. They just keep like doing one-offs whenever they can get together and stuff like that. So we'll see.
So that's considered a British. I guess because Jason Sudeikis was the star of it. I don't know why. I just didn't think it was a British show, even though it's there.
Yeah.
But I didn't think they would follow their
Rules.
format of how they do their seasons
Yeah.
type of situation. But I didn't watch anything either, but I definitely have some non-recommendations. We watched the whole season of The Night Agent, and I hated it.
Is that the Bryan Cranston?
No, that's I don't
Your
know what
jury
that
or
is,
something,
but
or Your Honor?
That's Your
Your
Honor.
Honor,
The
okay.
Night Agent. Is that what it's called? Yeah. It's on Netflix, and I kept seeing people post on Facebook, oh, it's really good. You got to watch it. It's so,
is it
so
Loki?
good.
Is it
No.
Tom Hiddleston? No. Okay.
It's new. It just came out. That's The Night Manager.
Okay. All right.
That was really good. I did watch
Right.
that, though. That was a while ago.
That
But
was a miniseries.
I
Yeah.
never watched it, but I heard very mixed things on that too.
Oh, I liked it a
Some
lot.
people loved it. Some people
I liked it
hated
because
so.
Tom Hiddleston was in
Yeah,
it. But it was awful. I know Christine really loved it because I told her, and she was surprised. I hate watched it. And a lot of people on Facebook said it was so good, but I thought it was really poorly written, acted, wardrobe.
Well, Christine likes Blue
fake
Bloods
hair.
and
I hated it.
NCIS, all those terrible shows.
Yeah, but this was something. This was like a Lifetime movie that should have been 2 hours, but they made it 10 episodes. And they put this woman who I think they were trying to make her look older. So they just put a really bad gray wig on her. So you would think that she would have this high level position within the White House when she's probably like 35. But they were trying to make her maybe look 55. So they just put a gray wig on her, and just awful. And if it's real hair, I'm sorry, but it was bad. And then I watched the first 20 minutes of Ghosted on Apple TV.
Oh, yeah, the Ryan,
Chris Evans,
guy,
and
yeah.
Anna.
The Armas.
Anna de Armas.
Is that her name? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it was bad.
Is that a movie or a show?
It's a movie.
Okay.
And the fact that Chris Evans was the star, that couldn't even make me finish watching it. The two of them who are
The
You had
trailer was bad.
You had problems with the Chris Evans movie before this as well.
The Gray Man. Oh yeah, God, that was bad.
I
hated that
don't think
movie
Chris
too.
Evans is actually a good actor, but
I
he's
don't
Captain
think he
America,
is either.
so
That's the only
okay.
thing he can do. That's awful.
That's why I think he's coming back as Captain America in the next Captain America movie.
Is he?
because
That'd be
I've
awesome.
heard rumors about
Oh,
that.
okay.
Because it's probably like he's out there going like, oh,
probably like, what
no
did
one
I
actually
do?
wants me. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'll do Captain America again.
And
just like Robert Downey Jr. is finding out that
Oh.
every other person in the world's not going to pay him like $500 million to
Yeah.
be in a movie. So he'll be like, I guess I'll do Iron Man again because I like $500 million.
Yeah, right.
Taking money on the
I'd
back
do it.
end, you know.
I like points. The only thing I've really watched this whole week was sports. And I know Jason,
Sports.
I know you and I talked, Jason, the other day at work, like how over the last 10 years, it's just not been as important. Like football's still a thing, but like all the other sports are not.
Correct,
But,
yes.
And I 2 weeks ago agreed with you 100%. And then my basketball team made the playoffs and my hockey team made the playoffs. And so now every night they're on and I'm watching them. much to Michelle's chagrin. But she's been sitting there. She can go into another room, but she doesn't. She sits there and watches. So.
Do you think it's just because of the sheer number of games that those other 3 sports play compared
I'm
to football?
sure that has a lot to do with it. And who wants to on a Tuesday
Also, the
night
only
just watch a basketball game? Or
Problems I have with both the NBA and NHL playoffs, like the 3 days in between each
It's
game.
ridiculous.
Is just
It's
too long.
in
ridiculous.
between
that-
each game?
It's we're only up to
It's
game
like so
4 in the
long.
NBA, and they started last weekend, and we're to the next weekend, and they're halfway through the series. It's
Luckily, the
insane.
Sixers swept, so
Yeah, that's over. The Sixers are done, but
Wow.
the Knickerbockers won today by 10 in Cleveland or at home, and man, that was really fun to watch. And the Devils are playing the Rangers, and they won last night in overtime, so they're still in it. Although they don't deserve to be. They're definitely not as good as the Rangers. So we'll see how that progresses. But yeah, if the Devils didn't make the playoffs and the Knicks didn't make the playoffs, if you brought up who's in the playoffs, I'd be like, I don't even know. I don't even care. But now all of a sudden I care. And once they get eliminated, I won't care. Unlike football, like the Giants sucked for 10 years, but I still watched every playoff game. I watched AFC playoff games. Like, who cares? It's like Chiefs against the Raiders. I'd be like, that doesn't interest me at all, but it's on my TV because it's football and it's playoffs.
It's the only game
Yeah.
on tonight.
Yeah. Was that Brian?
Yeah.
Is that not you
Well, let's
don't
hear
like-
what's Brian's viewing pleasures of this week.
I watched a few more episodes of that Rob Lowe show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Good
halfway
show.
through now.
Yeah, that's
of
good.
Unstable, yeah.
Yeah, Michelle and I finished that, so that ends well.
I'm halfway through. I'm liking it, yeah.
And I finished. I didn't get to explain the show last week, but I finished my Korean K drama. It's okay to not be okay, and it's about a woman
being okay.
who's a famous author of children's stories, and she's really obnoxious.
J.K.
and-
Rowling?
Yeah.
Is it good night? Is it good night South Korea? Good night Moon in South Korea?
Yeah, basically. But they're actually these depressing children's fairy tales that she writes.
All fairy tales are depressing.
Oh, yeah,
they just kidded them up,
Yeah,
for Disney. They Disneyfied all those grim tales, and
Hers were not Disneyfied.
no, okay,
But she was very famous because of it. And her mother was a famous writer, but her mother disappeared after her father tried to kill her mother and then threw her into the basement, her body into the basement, and then her body disappeared.
and she survived, and she disappeared.
It turns out she survived, yeah. But then she meets this guy who works in a psychiatric hospital who has a special needs autistic brother. And the actor who plays that autistic brother, incredible. Like he did an incredible job.
Is he actually autistic or
No,
not?
no. Because in the bloopers, like at the end, they were showing he would mess up or whatever, and he'd turn right into, standard person, and then he'd flip back.
What do you mean by standard person?
He was playing a severely autistic person. Not severely, actually. I mean, the guy couldn't live on his own, but he got a job. He was a good drawer, and he got a job as an illustrator for that woman.
That was his special talent. He couldn't like count cards or anything like that.
No, he
That's the kind of
remembered.
autistic person I want in my life.
He remembered stuff, like he
Toothpicks.
remembered stuff from his childhood because he saw their mother got murdered by the girl's mother. They don't find
Dude,
that
I
out
have
till-
no idea what you're talking about, by the way. I don't, all these words you've just said, I've heard like autism and murder. It doesn't even matter what you're talking about. And children's books.
All he heard was K-drama, and then he lost it.
I don't even want to know. You've gone on for minutes about this. I'm just like, if you quiz me
It's
on that, I'd be like,
Listen,
what?
we needed filler this week. We didn't watch that much.
It definitely came into my top 5 of favorite K-dramas.
Oh, wow.
Have you? I hear you have not started watching the K-dramas yet.
No, I started watching Turkish dramas. So,
Oh,
yeah. Listen, don't make that face.
are they
no,
good?
No. I was gonna say Dana lives with a non subtitle type person, so it must be tough for you to like.
I have to watch them by myself.
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
makes it so much harder. Not that Michelle wouldn't watch the subtitle thing, but I have a growing list of shows that I have to watch by myself because
Yeah.
Michelle won't sit with me. So
Yeah.
I know Tara wouldn't sit and watch a subtitle show
Oh,
with
no.
you. So
If
She
you want me to
thinks it's-
talk to her, because in anime, I refuse
Talk
to
to
watch
her.
subtitles, like because they're cartoons.
Yeah.
It just
it doesn't matter if
match
the
up.
lips
Yeah.
match up.
You're right.
However, when I started doing K dramas and I tried watching with dubs. I couldn't take it, and then I somehow I got into this first one with the subtitles, and it didn't bother me.
Yeah.
So it's got to be a good one. First good one she watches. I recommend Attorney Wu, the extraordinary.
Oh, I
Attorney
started
Wu.
watching that by myself.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I watched the first episode of that, but the Turkish one isn't dubbed over in English. I found some that were dubbed over in Hindi with English subtitles. I could not watch that. I needed to hear their real voices because it was, whatever.
So Hindi doesn't match up with Turkish with
No,
their mouth
and then
moving
subbed in English with the subtitles. So I just went with that. But each episode is 2 hours and 15 minutes, I think.
Oh my God, they're like movies.
Yeah, I think when it ran, it was 2018 and 19. It was on once a week for like 2 years.
Wow.
Maybe not quite. Yeah, I think it was. Well, maybe 6 months or something because there's 51 episodes. Wow. And they're 2 hours
Every
each.
week there was a 2.5 hour long episode.
Yeah, I think it was like once a week, 2 hour type of thing. I don't know.
Man, those Turkish people are slave drivers, man. That is nuts.
But oh my God, I love it. It's so good. And it's, it's rom-com type of thing. So I like it. It's cute. They have cute characters. The translation isn't always well. And I found it on this app. And then, once in a while it'll come up and say, if you want to see the next episode, we need $20 in our Venmo or whatever. But the next episode's already there.
They're blackmailing you for subtitles.
So, and a lot of it, like one of the subtitles, they say it all the time. And I don't know what they're saying because I can't understand the Turkish word to Google it. I have been able to Google some things, but it's,
like, oh, is that what it is?
It's translated to easy work. They just say easy work to each other all the time.
That's a Korean thing too. Work well. That seems to be like a thing they say. Work well.
That's interesting. Yeah, whenever they're saying hi or bye or something passing by someone, it translates to easy work. And I just can't figure out what they could possibly be saying because I can't understand that word.
Is that take it easy?
Yeah, something like that.
Maybe it is.
Yeah,
take it sleazy.
I mean, we don't use that in English because we couldn't say to someone like easy work because then they just wouldn't do anything.
You could say easy living.
Easy living.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about the Korean for yes is nay. And like you'll be watching a show and someone will be like asking a question and then they'll say nay, and the translation is like, I would love to ride with you in your beautiful automobile. It's like, I know what that means.
Yeah.
I know they just said yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I've learned little things too. Like they kept the character's name when you read it on IMDb is spelled C-A-N. So I'm like, oh, his name's Can, whatever. But they're calling him John. And then the translation is Jan. And then they're calling him John Bay. And I'm like, what is he saying? And then I finally looked it up and Bay apparently means Mr. So they're calling him Mr. John. And then the whole time, so I was really confused at first. So, but I am,
you're learning
5 hours in. So what's that? I mean, I'm 5 episodes in. So I'm 10 hours in.
It's a good story.
I've learned a handful of words. It is a really good story and I really, really love it.
Are you going to check that out?
I think I might.
Yeah.
I'll try it.
I had to download this app called Daily Motion on my phone. And that's how I was able to find it because the only thing I could find streaming was in Hindi, and I wanted to hear their voices with English subtitles. So
it's like trying to listen to Shakespeare in its original Klingon. It just doesn't translate well when you try to put it into English.
Why
would you watch something that she recommended but not something we recommend?
Because ours is in English.
Because you guys are haters.
Yeah.
Jeez,
I do watch some of the stuff you guys recommend. It's just some of it I'll watch an episode and it just won't be for me. I saw that season 4, episode 1 of
Succession.
Succession. That's a good place to start. Why not start season 4? That's perfect.
Makes no sense, right?
Yeah.
Succession is awesome. Man.
It really is.
And I know people that have watched Succession and hate it. Like they're like after half a season, they're like, not for me. I'm
Seriously?
like, yeah. And I'm just like, I don't get how you could not
Do we
like
know this
that.
person too, or no? Who didn't like it? I don't know anything. Everybody I know that's watched it loved it.
Well, it took some convincing, and I think you convinced me because I remember seeing watching a trailer and being like, no, this
I didn't
just
start
doesn't.
until season 3
I didn't
came
start
out.
until season 3 came out as well, and I was like, Succession now. And I remember listening to Jim Norton trash it. He trashed
he's one of them.
He trashed the Culkin kid. Always like,
he's the best thing in it.
I know, and he would hate it. And then I watched. I was like, I think this Culkin kid's funny in this.
Yeah.
I was like, this is great.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch it tonight.
Yeah,
that's gonna be so good.
And when that ends, this is it, and I'll be like, oh.
I know.
And then Brian was going to want to watch it 3 years from now, and I'm going to be like, I don't remember that show.
Yeah, he'll be like, hey, remember that show Succession? I'm like, was that on HBO or Netflix? Hopefully we're all
by
here
then.
in this basement.
By
in 3
then, you
years.
could probably catch that show on Spreaker and everywhere else you can get our podcast. Google, Spotify, Apple, everywhere. Give us a rate, subscribe, and a review. The Jazoo on Instagram, Jazoo74 on Twitter. I'm Jason. This has been the exciting and new podcast Mini.
As soon as you say Spreaker, I have to start thinking in my head. It's AE Gonzo1 at Twitter, AE Gonzo1970 at Instagram. I'm Andy.
And I'm Brian, Papa Bad Kitty.
I'm Dana. I only have TikTok. Danacaps.
What happens when TikTok gets banned?
I'm locked out of my Twitter and I can't unlock it. I've tried.